Black heterosexual men are seen the same way as white heterosexual men. They're hated. They're the enemy. Because people see heterosexual men as being the reason why society is the way that it is. And so they are a cancer, and they must be rooted out. They must be destroyed, and we must replace them with feminine men, because we need to change the gender roles. First, I want to thank everybody that has subscribed, liked, commented. I appreciate everything that you've said. No matter what you've said, I appreciate the likes. Please share this with your friends. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you hit that share button. We're trying to make sure that everybody know that they're not victims, that they're empowered for greatness, that we can make a difference again in this nation. That we can stand up for biblical values, we can stand up for truth and push back against all the lies and everything that's false that's taking place in this land. So I appreciate that. And please, thank you for looking at my videos and participating and making our voice known. So, in the latest example of the assault on masculinity and biblical manhood, Lakeith Stanfield, the brother that's been in the Get Out movies and has been in some other movies too. He's a pretty good actor from what I can see. I mean, I don't watch too many movies anyway, but he was a familiar face. I think he was in Judas and the Black Messiah too. So anyway, he has posed for a cover recently wearing stockings. The brother is on the cover of a magazine called Replica Man wearing fishnet stockings. And it looks like he has a dress on, looks like he has a stocking cap on his head or some kind of thing that women typically wear. And this goes into the whole attack by the enemy, the whole attack by just this demonic spirit to invert the gender roles, to make men feminine and women masculine. It's to invert and change everything and pervert everything and make it in the image of the devil, contrary to the image of God. Yeah, it's making it contrary to the image of God. It's perverting the way God designed us. Why do you think there's been such a push for LGBTQ, trans rights, all these things? You have men transitioning into women and competing in women events. It's all about the effeminization of men. It's all about an insult, insulting men. It's an insult to men. What man in their right mind would want to dress as a woman? What man in their right mind want to dress as a woman? But again, you have to see the spiritual aspect and the spiritual component of this. People will do anything and everything to advance their careers. And there's a spirit out there and there's an ideology out there that hates God, that hates anything that is made in the image of God, that hates any type of institution made by God, any type of institution that is part of the status quo. These people want to destroy any and everything that is considered traditional. Traditional roles, destroyed. Traditional family, destroyed. All they want to do is destroy it. They have no ideas to replace it. They have no ideas to bring in something that they consider is better. All they want to do is destroy it. And what they're attacking right now is masculinity and manhood. It started with the feminist movement. It started by attacking men. It started with white men, but now it's made its way to black men. And like I said in a previous video, black heterosexual men are seen the same way as white heterosexual men. They're hated. They're the enemy. Because people see heterosexual men as being the reason why society is the way that it is. And so they are a cancer. and they must be rooted out. They must be destroyed, and we must replace them with feminine men, because we need to change the gender roles. A woman can do the same thing that a man can do. A man is no different than a woman. There's no difference. There's no physical difference. It doesn't matter that the man may be bigger. The man has bones that are bigger. His density is bigger. He's stronger. Oh, it doesn't matter. A woman can do the same thing a man can do. And see, that's that mentality, and that's that spirit. And see, that's that same spirit. If you read the Bible, it's a feminine spirit, and when you read Genesis, it talks about that. The women will want to play the role of a man. Their desire is to usurp the men. And unfortunately, a lot of men are giving women that position. And when I say usurp the men, I'm not talking about the man being dominant, being domineering over the women. No, when God created us, there are specific roles that we have to play. A man has the role of being the protector, being the priest, being the one to shepherd the family, to oversee the family. The woman, the wife, has a role of being the nurturer, being the woman, being the one to come alongside and help. And when they come together, they are a beautiful unit in the eyes of God. They are a unit. They each have their different roles that they play. But see, when you change the roles, when you bend them, when you have people that feel one day they're a woman and the next day they're a man, when they feel they can dress and wear makeup and put lipstick on, you're confusing things. And see, God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. So that's how you know it's demonic. When you're confusing things, you know it's demonic. You know it's not godly. And so they want to confuse things. They want to have young children who don't even know how to pick their bedtimes, who don't even know how to choose what they want to eat at night. Those children, they want to tell them, you feel like a girl? That's okay. Let me give you some materials to help you along that. You feel like a boy? That's okay. Let me give you, see, it goes back to we're building a society based on feelings and not based on truth. A society based on truth is equitable. A society based on feelings and justice is not. We're building a society based on feelings, and that society will crumble. But it is intentional. If you want to destroy a nation, you start by causing decay from the inside out. You corrupt them from the inside out. So what do? You destroy the family, you destroy men, and you destroy women. You bend the roles. You make things that were once considered abnormal, normal. You make things that were once considered perverted, mainstream. You twist it. And then the things that were once mainstream, you castigate them. You call them bigots. You call them old. You call them outside the norm. You push them to the margins. So you bring the people that were once quote unquote marginalized, you bring them in, and you push the people that were not considered marginalized, you push them out to the margins. That's what you do, and that's what they're doing. They want to make us all victims. They want to make us all victims so they can use us for their plans and their goals. But we are not victims. We are not victims. We are empowered for greatness. And as men, as biblical men, as black men especially, we must push back against this spirit that's coming to effeminize our neighborhoods, that's coming to turn us into women. That's coming to, and they use that because they can play on that. They can play on our emotions and get us to do things that we otherwise would not. Why do you think they have succeeded in getting so many people to take an experimental shot? They use fear. They use emotion. And that's the exact same thing they're trying to. They have made what is abnormal mainstream. They slowly introduced it, slowly at first, in the media, through entertainment, and then they started to give you more and more and more. So now as a black man, essentially you cannot get a big role unless you play the part of being gay. Look at Tyler Perry's latest movie on Netflix. It's blowing up. Why? Because the story is all about homosexuality. Look at all the shows on TV. Most of the black men are considered what? Gay. They have a gay black man on pretty much every show. They do. They have gay black men on pretty much every show. Every show. Gone are the days of George Jefferson, James Evans, Uncle Phil, Carl Winslow, and Bill Cosby. Yeah, I say Bill Cosby. Gone are those days. Even gone are the days of Sinbad on campus at Different World. Nah, you won't have those kind of black men anymore. Either the black men on the shows will be gay or dumb and stupid. And that's how they see us. And they want us to see ourselves that way. That's how they want to portray us. But we must reject that because we're not victims. We are not victims. We are empowered for greatness. We are the backbones. We are the ones that are designed to hold up the families, to hold up communities, to hold up nations. And we must get back to that. We must get back to that. And we can do it. With the help of the Lord, we can do it. We must push back against this spirit that's there to feminize us and to feminize our sons, to turn our sons into little girls, for lack of a better term. We are not victims. We are not victims. We are empowered for greatness. Thank you so much for liking your comments and subscribing to the channel. Please share this with your friends. Smash that like button. Smash the subscription bell. Share this with everybody you know. We're trying to make sure people understand that they're not victims, that they are empowered for greatness, and all this stuff that's out here that's telling them otherwise is false and will not benefit them in the end. So please, I appreciate that. Share that.